Hello and welcome to English C100. So I am Josiah Golojuh and I am your instructor for this course. So let's begin this journey together in freshman composition. So a little bit about me, I am a writer and I really love storytelling. So that's why I like composition, because composition, like all writing to me, is fundamentally telling a story. So hopefully I can help you get better at telling stories. I'm a member of the Producers Guild. I have a YouTube channel, but that's like pop culture and geek stuff, so check that out for stuff that's not writing like you guys will be learning, but it's all related because I do a lot of writing for that channel. And it's really kind of mini video essays in a way, a lot of the stuff I do. So what are we going to be doing in this class? Let's take a look at the specific student learning outcomes. So I have these written down because I want to make sure I get these right for you guys. Write organized, logical, grammatically correct expository essay in standard English using a variety of rhetorical modes that exhibit clear thesis statements, topic sentences, and supporting details. All fancy words to say you're going to write an essay that makes a point, has its own opinion. You argue a point. Using critical reading and analytical thinking, search for and find relevant, reliable, unbiased sources and use those sources in research papers with correct MLA or APA documentation. Either way, like I prefer APA from experience, but as long as you're properly citing things, that's what I want to say. You can't just take stuff and use it. Make sure you credit where that comes from in your papers. So in the course, we'll start by getting to know each other, quite literally through the first paper. We'll work on a thesis. We'll draft our essays. We'll, of course, research them, and then learn how to write an argumentative essay through the course of all this. So now let's take a look at this paper again and read the course objectives so I can make sure, again, I get it exactly right for you guys. Using the writing process: pre-writing, drafting, revising, and editing. Pretty simple. You plan, you write, you revise, and then you edit. We'll talk about the differences and nuances of what that means as we go. Recognizing the purpose and audience for a piece of expository writing. So for example, I mentioned my YouTube channel. Who is the audience for a geek themed channel? Maybe it's kind of in the name, but think about that. Just a really simple, and even my surroundings here with my collectibles. Who would be the audience for that, right? If I'm writing something more academic, argumentative, it's a different audience. So just keep that in mind. Who is your audience? If I'm writing a children's book to my kids, who is your audience? Choose a narrow topic. So whenever you write something, what is your paper about? The specific thing. Schools should start later in the day. The specific thing, not just about schools. Write an effective thesis statement and supporting topic sentences. So what's your thesis? The quote, main idea, main point you're making, your thesis in this, and then support it with sentences throughout your paper. Compose expository essays that have organization, order, unity, coherence, and support. So basically, that thesis, those details, that support, it all comes together to make sense. The sort of the sum parts of the whole. And we'll talk about all these things as we go through the course. Use research materials appropriately, including correct MLA and or APA documentation. So again, cite your sources. And I tend to prefer APA, but whatever you're more comfortable with, we can use it. Write an effective essay examination. You can probably hear my kids talking upstairs too. Recognize, identify, and determine major logical fallacies. So critically analyze and evaluate his or her essay as well as other written materials. So you gotta look at your own work and evaluate it and see how to improve it. That's an important thing as a writer. Even if I'm writing a story creatively, you have to look at and evaluate it. What's working in that story, what's not. The same with an essay, and maybe even more so important because it's not a work of fiction. Logical and argumentative strategies to write one or more argumentative essays. So you're gonna write at least one essay, more than one. Compose a minimum 6,000 words of evaluated expository writing, conforming to California State System freshman composition standards. So you have to write 6,000 words, and it might seem like a lot if you're just starting out, but once you get in the groove of it, 6,000 is not that much at all. Maybe not, it's not a little bit. It'll be easier the more you do it. So this is an 8-week course, so things certainly move quickly, but don't worry. Again, it might be overwhelming. 6,000 words might seem like a lot, but we'll work through it and we'll start small and build up to those bigger essays as we go. Like any physical or mental activity, it requires reps. So that's what this class is about. So I recommend every single day trying to get in and write. I personally journal every day just for my own sake. My camera is stacked on top of some books in my journal right now, so that I don't forget when I'm done talking to you guys, I will write in my journal. Just writing every day, particularly focused on the kind of writing you're trying to do is good. If you're writing your essay, try to do a little bit on it. Maybe do a little bit of research, a little bit, something every single day to keep that muscle flexed, especially if it's a new process for you writing in the sense for composition. I guess I could say a little bit more about myself. I'm a member of the Producers Guild. I mentioned I have a YouTube channel where I talk about geek stuff. Josiah is Write, W-R-I-T-E, but I'm a fiction writer, creative writer. That's my background. But most of all, I'm a dad. I'm married to my wife Judy and our 2 kids, Penelope and Primrose, and you've probably already heard them in the background of this video. So they're kind of the center of my universe and why I write. That's one of the kids now. So let's get to work, everybody.